And what's good, everyone? Welcome in. Glad to have you guys in the stream today. Behind Your Basketball, covering play-by-play. Couple different matchups with teams they haven't really covered this season. Covering some mid-majors in the spotlight for tonight. This is the SoCon Conference Championship game out in the Southern Conference. It's the number 2 seed versus the number 1 seed making it to the conference tournament title game. The Furman Paladins. They are the 2 seed, 22-11 this season, 12-6 in their conference, taking on the number 1 seed, the Tennessee Chattanooga Mocs. As Chattanooga with a record of 26-7, 14-4 in the SoCon. If you guys are new, make sure to hit that thumbs up, spike that like. We'll have hopefully more people into the broadcast here lately. The bigger game I'll be covering tonight will be Gonzaga hosting San Francisco, part of the doubleheader tonight. That is the WCC semifinals matchup that I'll be covering there. Gonzaga is the 1 seed, San Francisco is the 4 seed. Coming into this matchup, Chattanooga 2-0 against Furman on the season in the season series. Both of the games pretty close, though, and Chattanooga entering this game as a 2-point favorite, but they won the first game 71-69. Second game, they won 64-58 against Furman. Close throughout. Malachi Smith, he's the top scorer this season for Chattanooga, scoring over 20 points per game. Top in the conference, and also a familiar name here from some Big 12 college basketball is that Silvio De Sousa. He transferred to Chattanooga, and Silvio De Sousa, he's the top rebounder for the Mocs this season, also leading the SoCon in shooting percentage this year, out just under 57%. So it's been a while, I know, since Furman has been last in the NCAA tournament. That was in 1980. They were briefly ranked. They actually beat Villanova a couple years ago, briefly ranked back in 2019. And Chattanooga, last time they've made it to the NCAA tournament, 2016. Also, make sure to vote in the poll if you haven't already done so. Feel free to let me know out in the chat who you guys got in this one today, Furman or Chattanooga. Game number 1 out of game number 2, part of a doubleheader here on the stream. Glad to have you guys in. The Mocs are the 1 seed in their conference tournament. They go white uniforms with black numbers, black letters, a yellow outline. Furman, purple uniforms tonight. Black numbers, black letters, white outline for the Paladins. Andrew, what's good? Welcome in, man. Hope all is going well. About to tip off here. This is at the Harris Cherokee Center out in Asheville, North Carolina. As we have just tipped off underway, Chattanooga with the ball first. Casey Hankton, David Jean-Baptiste, Darius Banks, Malachi Smith, and Silvio De Sousa. That's the starting 5 for Chattanooga. Chattanooga, quick pass to the wing. Hankton fires away from 3, missed around the rim and out. 3 bids so far into the tournament. Murray State was able to win the Ohio Valley, so Murray State a lock in the tournament. And also Longwood. Longwood won yesterday. It's their first ever NCAA tournament appearance for the Longwood Lancers from Virginia. And then yesterday afternoon, Loyola Chicago winning the Missouri Valley yesterday. Got to cover that game. Pretty good game yesterday against Drake. Missed shot from the outside by Furman. Chattanooga has the ball right back. Furman at the top of the pack in college basketball when it comes to 3-point shot attempts. Down inside the low post, missed by De Sousa. Tapped out of bounds. It's going to stay Chattanooga ball. So Silvio De Sousa, that's a familiar name. Transfer from Kansas. He was part of that big brawl a couple of years ago in the Sunflower Showdown against Kansas State. Just missed the shot. They get the inbound, though. David Jean-Baptiste dribbles out to the wing. Moves the cross to the top to Malachi Smith. Should be able to get the SoCon Player of the Year for him, putting up over 20 points per game. Smith at the free throw circle, moves it back out to Jean-Baptiste. 5 in the shot clock, drives down the lane, floats up the shot, missed off the back rim, tipped up, defensive rebound. Goes over to Furman. Chicago Bulls 1-2-3. Welcome back, man. Glad to have you in the stream once again. Furman, pretty undersized team. Average height of this team is only 6'3". Struggle a lot with rebounding. They don't get to the free throw line often, but what they do well as shoot threes. Top 10 nationally in three-point shooting percentage. They had a power conference victory over Louisville, where they made 12 threes in that game, sneaking around up and under, couldn't drop down on the fall for the Paladins off the glass, and it goes right back to Chattanooga. 18-10 left to go in the first. Out to the top, and Darius Banks moves it over to the wing. Wide open three, missed off the back rim by Jean-Baptiste, and the Paladins once again come up with a defensive rebound. Tough to read their numbers because they got the purple jerseys. They got black numbers in the back. Here's a three at the corner. Missed off the mark by Furman. It's number 10, Alex Hunter. Furman led by Mike Bothwell. He's the top scorer, putting over 15 points per game on the board this season. Nobody yet to score through the first 2 minutes and 25 seconds. Furman on the outside, DeSouza working one-on-one. DeSouza makes the pass to the top, Jean-Baptiste. 5 in the shot clock, Jean-Baptiste. Free throw circle, moves it out, Hankton, and the clock down to 3 as a whistle blows. Furman called in the reach-in. Vegas, what's good? Welcome back in, man. Couple different types of streams this week since the mid-majors in the spotlight earlier in the week. So 2 conference tournament champions going to be crowned today. This one, the winner of this game, and also the Sun Belt champion will be crowned today as that game's going on as well. Jumper rattled out around the rim, missed by Jean-Baptiste. Furman with a defensive rebound. Says the likelihood to be a really low-scoring game based that nobody's been able to find a bucket so far. Furman on the outside. Marcus Foster makes the pass to the wing. 3 hits the rim short. And it goes right back to Chattanooga. Chattanooga projected to be around a 13 seed if they make the bracket. Silvio De Souza, right baseline. They push it around. Malachi Smith. Smith and De Souza, those are the top 2 players in the team. A little spin move and gets things started is the top player in the SoCon, Malachi Smith. Finally, somebody able to get a bucket through the first 3.5 minutes. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Appreciate all for joining in today. A little bit of different type of matchup here. I cover games for college basketball, also NBA games as well on the stream. Chattanooga reaches in on the far side. Clock will stop with 16:22. Inbound goes off to Furman. Out to Mike Bothwell. Top scorer of the season, scoring above 15 points per game. Bothwell has him once again. Takes the jumper, 15-footer. Bounced around the rim and out. Been a grind just to get a shot off right now with a clean look because there hasn't been too many. Wide open 3. Jean-Baptiste missed off the back rim, deflected out of bounds. And last touched by Chattanooga. So we're going to head to a media timeout. 15:57 left to go in the first, and only 2 points scored on the board so far in this one. Both of these teams stone cold. 0 for 5 by Furman. 3 of those shots they missed from 3-point range, and 1 for 7 for Chattanooga. Lone bucket scored by the top player in the conference, Malachi Smith. Alright, glad to have you guys in on the channel today. Make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe if you guys are new. Also, hit me up in the chat here who you guys got, and feel free to vote in the poll if you guys would like as well for this one. Alex, what's good? Welcome in, man. It all depends on my schedule usually, because I usually cover sports because I announce games in person at a couple of colleges, but I'm usually with them on like Saturday and Wednesday, so I'm usually off Saturday and Wednesday, but this week I actually don't have anything because both of the teams are on spring break, and they come back, I think, late next week, so this week I'm going to be on quite frequently. I usually cover, I know, like a lot of Tuesdays I've covered in the past, like Tuesdays and Fridays I usually do a lot. And feel free to join in later tonight. That's going to be a bigger game. WCC semifinal. San Francisco taking on Gonzaga in that matchup. San Francisco has had a lot of seeding discrepancy with them. I think it was Lunardi who put them as a 9 seed, but Jerry Palm had them as an 11. So they're just all over the place, like a 2 differential seeding line number there for San Francisco. Because Palm barely had him in the bracket. He had him as one of the last teams in the bracket, whereas Lunardi had him pretty much completely safe. But yeah, big game tonight. Gonzaga's already basically wrapped up a 1 seed, but they can cement it with an overall number 1. Especially if they do win the WCC title, that means they'll be number 1 guaranteed into the tournament. Probably gonna go for another Gonzaga St. Mary's title game tomorrow by the likelihood, most likely. So we come back from the timeout, under 16 minutes left to go in the first. Furman with the ball bringing up the court. It's number 3, Mike Bothwell. They move it down, low block. Dump off inside. Nice job to the trail there. Able to score number 51 for the layup. That is Conley Garrison for the first basket. What's good, Raymond? Welcome to the stream, man. Glad to have you back in. Yeah, I wasn't sure about the numbers or so. I remember last year I covered the SoCon championship, and I couldn't believe how many people actually came into the stream. As here's a corner 3, and that rips right through. That is good by AJ Caldwell off the bench for Chattanooga. Yeah, I think it was Mercer last year that a bunch of people came in the chat on. So I covered Mercer. They lost in the championship game of the SoCon against UNC Greensboro, but I remember a bunch of people just came into the chat, and they have Mercer on the line for that one. Left-handed layup goes down for Furman. Chattanooga with the ball once again. 5-4, 14:40 left to go in the first. Josh Ayaney is number 21. He's played at 2 other colleges before. As Ayaney goes inside low post, he scores. Ayaney from Nigeria played at St. Bonaventure and South Alabama. They have a really big familiar name on Chattanooga, because I remember somebody asked me in the chat, I think it was last week, as Furman opens it up with a 3, they take it and they make it straight away to tie it up at 7. That is Silvio De Souza, because somebody asked me where in the world, what in the world's happened to Silvio De Souza. Well, he transferred to Chattanooga, and here he is playing in this game. 14 minutes left to go in the first. Chattanooga's going to take a deep range 3. They airball it, and it goes out of bounds. Missed shot that time by AJ Caldwell. Bradley, welcome in, man. Furman takes a bunch of 3s. They just made a wide open one with number 20. The last possession, that was Jalen Slauson. So they attempt around 31 threes per game. That is 5th nationally. In a 7-7 tie game. Furman with the ball once again on the outside. Alex Hunter passes across. They give it outside to Hunter once again. Hunter crossover, drives inside the paint, moves out to the top, open look, straightaway 3, around the rim, couldn't convert. Missed 3 by Furman. Back it goes to Chattanooga. Pass ahead. Quick 3 firing. Off the back rim missing was Grant Ledford. The ball goes back to Furman. The Paladins driving, stumbling, and traveling. They get called. Inside the key on Hunter. It goes back to Chattanooga. Yeah, things going pretty well, man. Yeah, thanks so much, Bradley. Appreciate it. Yeah, I didn't expect it to be big numbers or so, because I actually did the SoCon championship last year, and I was shocked by the amount of numbers we actually had in the stream for this conference. So I was saying earlier, I think like a bunch of people poured in last year because I covered Mercer. A bunch of people just randomly poured in from that stream that were like Mercer fans. Jean-Baptiste floats one up, missed off the back room, had a great look, couldn't convert. Ian, what's good? Welcome in, man. I heard about that. Raging Cajuns, the 8 seed out of the Sun Belt, they made it all the way to their conference tournament title game today. Furman on the outside. Goes to Marcus Foster, bounce pass down low, and Furman's going to get called for a turnover on the outside. Sloppy game so far as shot selection. A lot of difficult shots taken. Bunch of contested shots right now. Both of these teams low percentage. 3 for 12 by Chattanooga. 3 for 9 by Furman. Chattanooga gets the inbound, 12:30. Left to go in the first half. Towards their right and the outside, it's going to be David Jean-Baptiste. Moves it out to Caldwell. Swings it out to the corner. Tried to save it, couldn't. Stepped out of bounds with it. Ledford had a foot out of bounds. Now, Chattanooga right now, they're listed, since they're the 1 seed, they're listed as the automatic qualifier. If they do qualify, they'd be probably as a 13 seed. That's where they're projected in the tournament field. Their best wins against VCU, which VCU's in the bubble, beat VCU early in the season, 56-54. Deflected far side out of the bounds. Furman will keep the ball. What's good, Mr. Zigzag? Welcome back on the stream again. Furman gets the inbounds. Start out 0 for 5 shooting. Ever since, though, picked it up 3 for 4. As the Paladins have it. Mid-block. Moving it out on top. Off a double team passing. Defender left him. Open 3 and straight away. That is good by Furman. Slauson makes a wide open 3 once again. This team can drill down a barrage of threes. That's only their second of the game, but they make the second most threes nationally per game. Chattanooga with the ball. Bounce pass off to a cutter. Oh, huge block from behind by Furman. Denying the cutter. They were trying to look to see if they could get a Yaney on the backdoor cut. We're going to take a timeout here. 11:26 left to go in the first. And Furman up by 3. The SoCon championship. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up. Thanks so much all for joining in, being a part here on the channel. I cover both college hoops and NBA streams in the channel. Yeah, I hope so, man. Hopefully Brian able to get a big W tomorrow. Be their first ever NCAA tournament bid for D1. The head coach of Bryant's, he's in line of getting like another job offer in the future, because he's really done a great job. Jared Grosso, I think this is his 4th season with a program, and he's turned it around completely. He took over a team that was 3-28, and they started out the year, they were 2-6 this year for Bryant, and they've gone on a tear. They've won, I think they've won the last 15 of 16 for Bryant, and they have the top scorer in all college basketball, Peter Kiss. Peter Kiss is a 6-year senior. He played at Quinnipiac, and he played at Rutgers. I'm going to take Louisville there tomorrow. Yeah, that would be incredible for Sister Jean to see. That it would be shocking right now for Loyola Chicago to win a title. But yeah, she's 102 years old. Incredible that she's still around and going to be going to the tournament once again. Yeah, it's just been a tough season for Georgia Tech. Yeah, that Bryant game is massive where I am because there's going to be like a bunch of TV coverage in my area for that tomorrow. Because they do coverage about all the teams for Rhode Island. They do coverage on which the tickets have been crazy lately for the dunk for like the Providence games. They've been insane. All right, so we're going to get back to action. 11.5 left to go in the first. I would like to see Matt McMahon from Murray State get like a new head coaching job. He's due for one. He's done incredible there, just putting that team on the map for Murray State. Missed 3 by Chattanooga, got deflected out of bounds. It's going to go back to Furman. Caden, welcome in. Yes, I'll be covering Gonzaga against San Francisco later tonight, so feel free to be a part of that stream as well. So after this one, second game tonight, Gonzaga taking on San Francisco. WCC semifinals, Furman missed the 3 at the top. Goes back to Chattanooga. Under 11 minutes left to go in the first. Pro hop inside. Malachi Smith stripped to the ball. Furman picks up the steal. And they have numbers in the break. One man to beat, driving inside, scoring the layup. The Paladins extend up by 5. Gonna slow it down now for Chattanooga. Malachi Smith moves it out to the corner. Jean-Baptiste Smith gives Ledford a touch the wing. Hankton bounce passes it to the baseline. Pump fake towards his left, stumbles with Smith. Able to move it out to Ledford. Ledford bobbled, lost at Furman. Another steal. Here they go in a dangerous 3-on-2 break. Heavy contact. That's going to be a blocking foul. So Furman going to head to the free throw line, shoot 2 shots, 10:07 left to play in the first half. Yeah, I heard about that. That's crazy, man. Calvin Ridley not even available next season to play games because he betted on games after he left the team, and that's a no-no, and that's a 1-year suspension. First shot, that one goes down at the line for Furman. I heard a lot of Kenny Payne from the Knicks, but as far as college coaches, it would be interesting. Maybe like Kevin Willard's been in the conversation, I've heard. Him from Seton Hall. Also, I think Chris Holtmann from Ohio State. Especially if they lose again first round, I bet you that Holtmann just books it out of there for him. I think he's going elsewhere. It's going to be to another power conference team for him as Chattanooga scores down low. Yeah, I don't see Scott Drew leaving Baylor. I've got Chattanooga tonight. 9.5 left to go in the first. Furman will take another 3 from the outside. That's good. Nice little touch there on the triple. So that's by number 10. Hunter for Furman. Alex Hunter. They have some pretty good scores on this team between Bothwell, Hunter, and Slauson. Those are the main trio for the guards. 9 minutes left to go in the first. Low post, turnaround, swatted down. Denying Malachi Smith. That's a huge block by Slauson. Gilly, welcome to the stream. Taking the Dons to cover today against Gonzaga. Best of luck there, man. Furman really showing it so far. 9 minutes left to go in the first. They do what they do best. They take threes. They make threes. They made 3 threes so far. Chattanooga's only made 1. Wide open 3 by the Mocs. And they couldn't hit it. Offensive rebound, putback opportunity, and D'Souza gets fouled from behind. Yeah, San Francisco is playing for their tournament lives tonight. Third crack at Gonzaga. I don't really like the matchup, though, with San Francisco. That's the only thing. Bounce pass bobbled. Darius Banks backs his way, moves it outside. Another three taken by Chattanooga. They're just stone cold around the rim and missed by Malachi Smith. Furman with the ball. And they lost it. Smith with the steal. Smith passed up the court, intercepted right back by Furman. Pass midcourt. The Paladins will slow it down. 8:25 left to go in the first. Bounce pass top of the key, number 13, Garrett Hine gets a touch. And they move it out. And it goes out of bounds. Hine looking for Hunter. Missed the mark in the pass, turnover. Yeah, I'd be shocked there if Jay Wright leaves Villanova. But you honestly never know. Hey, thanks so much, Gilly Illy. Appreciate it, man. 8 minutes left to go in the first. Approaching the mark. Little runner. Inside the key. Drops his way down there for Chattanooga. Sweet looking touch on that shot. That is by Jean-Baptiste. We'll see if Furman can rip another three. Top of the key with Hine. Handoff. JP Pegaze floats it up, and that will result in another basket for Furman. Strong showing here for Furman when Chattanooga's gone stone cold. A lot of questionable looks for Chattanooga. Should see if they can take it to the rim for Chattanooga. That's where they have the clear-cut size advantage. Jean-Baptiste. At the free throw circle. Crossover. Working his way down. He gets blocked. Major rejection right there by Furman as they take away the basketball. That's JP Pegas. On top. Over to another three by Furman. That missed off the back rim by Garrison. Goes back to Chattanooga. What's good, Darius in the stream? Welcome in, man. Best of luck there. Taking Chattanooga for this one. Mocs have the touch inside the low post to Yenny. Yenny off a double team. Lost the handle. He gets chopped up. They're going to call it held ball possession arrow Furman. So that will be another turnover by Chattanooga. That's their fifth of the game. All right, we take the timeout once again. 6:40 left to go in the first. It's Furman by 7, 18-11. Yeah, I'll go over the top 25 poll with you guys. So yeah, it's actually a good time since we're on like a timeout right now. Not really much going on as far as like scores. I'll update scores when I have a chance to, but this is what it looks like for the top 25 right now. Came out today. Gonzaga's at number 1. Number 2 is Arizona. Number 3 is Baylor. Number 4 is Auburn. Number 5 is Kentucky. Number 6 is Kansas. Duke at number 7. 8's Villanova. 9 is Tennessee. Tennessee's tied with Purdue, which that's kind of odd because Purdue crushed Tennessee back in Mohegan in November. Purdue's got a better record than Tennessee, 25-6. Tennessee's 23-7, though Purdue and Tennessee are tied with the same votes at number 9. Providence is number 11. Wisconsin at 12. UCLA at 13. Texas Tech at 14. Arkansas at 15. Illinois up to 16. St. Mary's up to 17. Houston dropped down to 18. Murray State up to 19. UConn at 20. USC at 21. USC the biggest dropper this week, dropping down 5 spots, 16 to 21. Texas to 22. Colorado State back into the top 25. Colorado State at 23. Iowa at 24, staying put. And then back into the top 25 for the first time in numerous weeks is North Carolina, who's back in. Big win against Duke to propel them up to 25th. What's good, Malika? Welcome back in. Yo, Wagner against Bryant tomorrow. So, yeah, I'm going to be covering quite a bit of different games here because the mid-majors play earlier in the week. I actually don't have, announcing in person until, not this weekend, but the following weekend. Because the teams I cover, they're on spring break right now. Or they have road games, which they have, a bunch of road games, which I'm only on, which I only do the home games for them for the broadcast. So there's probably going to be a lot more double headers throughout the week. But yeah, a lot of different types of teams, especially early in the week. Until the better games come up Saturday, Sunday. Those are the better days for college basketball games. That's when all the power conference teams are doing their conference championship games. So we head back from the timeout. 6.5 left to go in the first. So, yeah, if Bryant wins tomorrow, that'll be the first time that they've ever gone to the NCAA tournament for Division I basketball. Floats it off the top of the glass. No good by Furman. Chattanooga back with a rebound. The top scorer for Chattanooga has been held to just 2 points so far. He's also the top scorer in the conference. As Chattanooga able to get something down inside the low post, they get 2 more. And that is Malachi Smith, number 13. He got the first bucket of the game ever since he's been scoreless. Furman with the ball on the outside. They move it out to the top to Foster. Foster passes out to the wing, now out on the corner for Furman. 8 on the shot clock. They dump it down underneath. Pass off to a cut. Floats one up. No good. Off the glass. There's contact, though. It's going to be 2 shots coming up at the free throw line. This will send J.P. Pegaze to the free throw line, freshman from Nashville, Tennessee, to shoot 2. What's good, Christian? Welcome to the stream, man. Hope all is going well, bud. And first one. That's able to go down. Second shot coming up at the line for Furman. And that one's good as well. So 2013, big difference so far in this game has been the made threes. Furman, 5th nationally in most made threes per team. And right now they've been able to make 3 of those so far. 2 of those by Robert Swanson. Jalen Slauson. Able to get those 2. Out to the corner, deflected. It's going to stay Furman ball. Or Furman last touched it, actually. It's going to be Chattanooga. So Chattanooga is going to get possession of it. 5:27 left to go in the first. And off the inbound gets thrown away. Back it goes to Furman. So that's 6 turnovers now for Chattanooga. Bounce pass out to the top. Slauson passes down low, rolls out of bounds, and Furman will turn it over. Chattanooga around the wing. DeSouza moves it across the court out to Smith. And now it goes to the corner off the Banks. Banks, DeSouza, missed the dunk. Smith gets it back though. Smith pump fake, sneaks around, lays it up and in with the right hand. So he was not on the board for a while. And then right there, Malachi Smith gets a big bucket. Top scorer in the SoCon, averaging above 20. 4.5 left to go in the first. Furman now dribbles up. Loose ball. They do pick it up on the outside. 8 on the shot clock for Furman. Driving, stumbling, and tripped up and fouled. As that was number 3, Mike Bothwell. They got followed by Banks of Chattanooga. Big 12, I've got Texas Tech. Big 10, I've got Purdue for the title. SEC, I've got Kentucky. I've got a couple long shots out of the ACC and Pac-12. ACC, I've got Virginia. Pac-12, I'm not even sure if it's possible right now, but crazier things have happened. But Pac-12, I've got Oregon. I've said Oregon for weeks, so I'm just going to stick to it for now. It doesn't really look likely, but honestly, anything could happen out of these conference tournaments. Just ask Oregon State from last year and Georgetown from last year. Big East, I've got UConn to win the conference tournament. Pass off to a cut, foul, and Furman will head to the free throw line. Which team do I think Bryant would match up well against in the tournament there? They're probably going to be a 16 seed most likely. I think best bet they get would probably be Kansas. I don't see them winning against any of those teams. That'd be miraculous if they do pull off an upset. But yeah, I think they could push Kansas a little bit. Kansas isn't really that deep of a team, and Kansas has had their struggles defensively. It's just Bryant doesn't have a good defense themselves, and Kansas should find it easy to score buckets all over the place on them. That's the thing. But I think that game could turn into a shootout type of game with no defense. Something like a low 90 somebody puts on the scoreboard to another score in the mid to high 70s. So Furman at the line, both of them missed. So it goes back to Chattanooga. 4 minutes left to go before halftime. Florida's definitely going to have to beat Texas A&M in the first round. Pump fake. Kick out to the corner. Chattanooga with a 3. Off the mark, no good. Tipped up. Battle for the rebound. Furman really competing on the glass. The average height of this team's only 6'3". But today they're just -4 in a rebound so far. And they're not getting crushed. 16-12 in favor of the Mocs. Corner 3 missed by the Paladins. That's a big, strong right-hand rebound there. That is Silvio De Souza. Speaking of Kansas, he used to play for Kansas. And that's where he's playing right now is Chattanooga. The Mocs are just 1 for 10 from 3. See if they can get something going on inside, because they have the size with number 22. They lob it his way. Calls for the ball, puts it up through contact, and gets fouled. And De Souza will head to the line to shoot 2. Joe, welcome back to the stream, man. Glad to have you back in once again. I've got Texas Tech to win the Big 12 tournament. All right, looks like we're going to head to a timeout first. And then we'll be back in a couple moments from now as we have 3 minutes and 9 seconds left to go. 2015 Furman up. Okay, so Florida plays Texas A&M in the first round, so they're definitely going to have to win that game. And then they take on Auburn. If they beat Auburn, they're a lock in the tournament right there. If they lose against Auburn, I think it could come down to points differential. If they make it a close game against Auburn, then they should be considered as a play-in team at that point for Florida. But if they get destroyed by Auburn, then they're probably not going to be able to make it in. Yeah, Baylor's going to play Texas Tech in It looks like if both of them are able to win. And I just like Texas Tech in that type of matchup. That's where Baylor struggles, is their inside defense, and Texas is really good from two. And Texas Tech's defense shuts you down inside. So Baylor can win that game, but Baylor's going to have to shred them from three to be able to do so. But it's interesting because I think both of those teams could be Final Four worthy. I think at least one team from the Big 12 is probably going to get represented in the Final Four, because historically it's been like that last couple seasons. It's just battling between the two, like trying to see who's going to get there first, because Baylor's the more efficient team, the better passing team than Texas Tech, but Texas Tech's just so tough defensively. But I think perimeter shooting, that could be their Achilles heel when it comes tournament time for Texas Tech, is that they just don't have like a knockdown type of shooter on that team, whereas Baylor has dudes that, like, it seems like there's like every other player goes off like each game. There's like a different player that goes off. That's how deep Baylor is. Even with injuries, that team's been resilient. Yes, I got North Carolina making the tournament. Yeah, that win against Duke, that should put them in the bracket. Memphis should be in the bracket now. And Michigan's a toss-up, because Michigan's been win-loss. I don't think their record's going to be good enough. I know a lot of the bracketologists right now think that Michigan's good enough to make it into the bracket, but I don't think that record at all is good enough to be there. And you have to look at that loss against Central Florida back at the end of the year. That loss is leaving a big mark right now. It's a battle between Michigan and Rutgers. Rutgers is actually the 4 seed in the Big Ten tournament. Under 3 minutes left to go in the first. 1 out of 2, that trip of the line for Chattanooga. Furman with the ball, 10 on the shot clock. They move it outside, 3-point shot taken, and that's good from the perimeter for Furman to go up by 7. That is Alex Hunter who makes the 3. Can Illinois beat Indiana or Michigan? Yes, they sure can. Yeah, both of those teams are right smack on the bubble. Indiana's in some danger to miss the tournament. Indiana would have to beat Michigan. That's a huge game. And I think that's an 8-9 seed matchup in the Big Ten tournament. That's a massive game. Furman attacking straight down, making an extra pass outside. Pump fake leads to an open 3. And missed off the back room, no good. To get the offensive rebound, though. Launching another 3. Hit the rim short. Pinwheels around. Diving attempt. Nice hustle. Furman's had all the energy so far in this first half. At the corner, Hunter moves it outside to the wing. Keep on launching 3s until you make one, and they went 0 for 2 that possession. Garrison missed the last one. It goes back to the Mocs. Minute 45 left to go before halftime. Across the court pass. Caldwell has it on the outside. Moves over to Malachi Smith's only got 4 points so far, as he's able to try to see if he can sneak around, looking for the foul call. Couldn't pick it up. Stripped of the ball. Furman comes out with a steal. 1:15 left to go before halftime, and Furman's going to burn a timeout. Some really great hustle so far tonight by by Furman here in this game, and for Chattanooga, they're lucky their defense has saved them so far, because they just cannot hit a shot. Yeah, honestly, I think Big Ten tournament, that's wide open. It's, I think, like four teams I can picture winning, and it goes all the way back to Iowa. Iowa's a 7 seed, but they're red hot right now for Iowa. I think Iowa's a team to watch out for. Purdue, Illinois, Wisconsin, if Johnny Davis is healthy, in Iowa. Those are the 4 that they see. Do I think about BYU going to make the tournament? I think that's going to be a tough one now. I'm going to say probably not, because I think they're the last team in the bracket right now, and if somebody, like a random team that steals a bid, say like Syracuse or a team like Kansas State, some random team sneaks into the tournament, Virginia, then they're going to steal a bid. Most likely that will be from BYU. Final minute left to go. They're right now, I think Lunardi's got them as the last team in the bracket right now, but there's only 3 conference champions crowned out of 32. OG, welcome into the stream. Thanks so much for joining in. Syracuse isn't even close to the bracket. I think right now they got a losing record, so it would be the first time in the history of Jim Boeheim coaching, if they lose first round in the ACC tournament, it would be the first time that Jim Boeheim's ever had a losing record in the season at Syracuse. Missed 3 by Chattanooga from the outside. Furman just made a 3 back from the timeout to go up by the largest lead, 26-16. Ten seconds left to go. Furman, crossover. Around the outside perimeter, spin move. Thinking about a step back. They make the extra pass. 2 in the shot clock, coughed up the basketball. And it's a half-court shot that goes off the glass. That was a nice, accurate look at it, though. Just couldn't be able to bank it down quite strong on the three-point shot at midcourt. And we go into halftime to score 26-16. Furman looking for their first NCAA tournament appearance since 1980. As they're winning by 10 at halftime over Chattanooga. Chattanooga hasn't been into the bracket since 2016 was their last appearance for Chattanooga. Alright, so if you guys are doing the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Thanks so much all for joining and being a part here on the channel today. Quite a bit of different streams with teams that I probably haven't covered all season long this week, since it's like a bunch of mid-major games to start off the week for some college basketball conference tournaments. A lot of the mid-majors get highlighted earlier in the week. The power conference teams get crowned later in the week. What's good? Ethan on the stream, welcome in, man. Yeah, that's just unfortunate there. It's unbelievable, betting on games and gonna have to serve the year suspension now. It's terrible. Yeah, BYU lost on Saturday, so they're out. So what would happen for BYU to make the bracket? Because actually now I looked at the update for Lunardi. Lunardi's got them as the first 4 teams out. So what BYU would need is that they would need Rutgers to lose. They would need Wyoming to lose. They would need Xavier to lose against Butler. They would need SMU to lose in their first round matchups. And they need Indiana to lose. So the only way that BYU can make the bracket is they basically need everybody in front of them to lose. And they would need everybody in front of them to lose by like big margins. So that's asking for a lot. Plus, there's probably going to be some random teams that get red hot, not even in the tournament right now, that will somehow sneak their way in. Texas A&M is in the next 4 out grouping right now that Lunardi has them. Texas A&M went on like a massive losing streak at one point, and then they started to beat a couple of good teams in a row. And they beat Alabama, I think, last week. So this will be the 4th bid being crowned today, going into the NCAA tournament. Murray State pulling off the victory over Morehead State on Saturday. Murray State, the first bid from the Ohio Valley. Longwood, first ever NCAA tournament bid, winning the Big South. And then Missouri Valley yesterday. Loyola Chicago winning over Drake. What's good, Brian? Welcome back in, man. I took Chattanooga in this one. But Furman's come out in the first half as the hungrier team so far. Chattanooga's had a lot of bad shot selections in this game so far. Goody, welcome back in. So I took Chattanooga in this one for today. Quick update, couple other scores going on as far as college basketball scores right now. The Sun Belt having their conference tournaments. As that is Georgia State leading Louisiana at halftime, much higher scoring game, 42-33. Louisiana came into that game as the 8th seed. Horizon League semis, Wright State leading Cleveland State 36-26. South Dakota State, they are the favorite in the Summit League, 18-0, ripping through their conference as they are destroying South Dakota 55-33 at halftime. And then in the Colonial semifinal, Delaware winning over Towson 59-50. Towson came into that game as the 1 seed in the conference. Yeah, I had this one much higher. I don't think it's going to be happening right now. I had Chattanooga winning this one 74-67. But yeah, that 74 looks like it's way too out of reach at this point. Feel free to join in for the next stream as well. I'll be calling Gonzaga against San Francisco later tonight. So if you guys are interested, feel free to join back for that one too. And quick update here for the NBA tonight. Hawks leading the Pistons 44-42. Detroit's been playing much better lately. Sixers leading the Bulls 49-43. And then the Rockets up over the Heat 21-15. No, I didn't bet on that one. Might be setting up for an Oral Roberts South Dakota State Summit League Championship game tomorrow. Possibly. Because Oral Roberts plays tonight against North Dakota State. Oral Roberts has Max Asmus from last season's Cinderella team. Made it to the Sweet 16. This South Dakota State team can score a bunch of points. They're one of the top 3-point shooting teams nationally. I think they're actually number 1. It says 9 o'clock Eastern time. It's probably a couple minutes afterwards that it tips off, so I'm not like exactly sure what like the actual tip-off time is, but the game for that one's at 9 o'clock Eastern. I'll take UNC Wilmington to win that one tonight against Charleston. Bill, welcome in. Yeah, hopefully the second half Chattanooga able to turn things around, because I'm shocked too. They have like a bunch of size compared to Furman, and Furman came out just ripping threes all over the place on them. Chattanooga's lucky that Furman's not even having their best game from 3 so far. Chattanooga just can't hit a shot. They've taken way too many threes. Yeah, Cleveland State was the top seed in the Horizon too, and they're down against Wright State. And yeah, feel free to join in later tonight. I'll be covering Gonzaga against San Francisco, WCC Conference semifinal action tonight. It's been a long time since I've covered Gonzaga, I think since like that Texas Tech game right before Christmas. So good to get some Zags in tonight for the first time in a while. So I know they usually play like late games when I'm like in bed, basically, by that time. And yeah, we're going to wrap up the poll here. Thanks so much all for voting in the poll. Looks like Chattanooga won the voting column here today, 60-40. Yeah, good question. If St. Mary's beats Gonzaga tomorrow, does that take them off the 1 seed for 1 overall? Yeah, I think so. We'd be looking at Arizona then next. I think Arizona will be the number 1 overall seed if Arizona can run the table in the Pac-12 conference for the tournament there. Which is basically do or die for Oregon. Oregon's going to have to win the Pac-12 tournament. And it's just so odd not seeing Oregon in the tournament, because usually somehow, some way, they get themselves in there. I think they missed 1 tournament in 2018, but like the rest of them surrounding that time, they've always like found their way to get in there. One time they went on like a 12-game win streak at one point a couple of years ago to get themselves into the tournament. It was looking like they'd have the chance. Looked like they had turned things around, and then they got crushed against Washington State on Saturday. They lost against Washington earlier in the week too. They had just so many opportunities to just put it in the bag and put them right into at least the at-large conversation for them, but not even close right now. Gonna have to win it. So yeah, just 16 points in this first half for Chattanooga, only 7 for 25 from the floor. And they came in today with a top scorer from the conference, and he has been shut out. He got the first bucket. Both of these teams were held scoreless through like the first 3.5 minutes to start off this game. And the top scorer this season for Chattanooga has been shut out in this first half to only 4 points. That's number 13 for Chattanooga, Malachi Smith. He's only attempted 4 shots. It's a big shot discrepancy because Smith should be the one attempting 10 right now. Because there is a player attempting 10 shots on Chattanooga. That's David Jean-Baptiste. So he's the number 2 scorer on Chattanooga. He's attempted 10 shots in the top scorer in the conference, dropping over 20 points per game. He's only attempted 4. That's going to get way up in the second half if they want any sort of chance in this game. And Silvio De Souza, he's the most efficient shooter in the entire conference in the SoCon. He's only got 3 points in this game. 1 for 3. 6 rebounds for De Souza. That's where they have to go to because Furman's a really small team. And De Souza, that name sounds familiar. Yeah, he was part of that brawl. Kansas against Kansas State a couple years ago. Transferred to Chattanooga. De Souza's 6'9". And the average height of Furman's roster is 6'3". Alright, so second half coming in just a moment. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Feel free to be a part of the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group. That link is pinned to the chat if anybody's interested in doing so. All are welcome to join the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group. Just click the link, join the group if you have an ESPN account. If not, you're welcome to create one and be a part of the Bracket Challenge group. Just feel free when you do sign up. You can go by your channel name if you're creating a name, or you can go by another name if you have another name for your ESPN accounts. Coming out of the first half, going into the second half now as we get back into this game. A winner will go straight to March Madness, automatic bid into the March Madness tournament. Chattanooga right to left in the court. They're off of a double team to start with Darius Banks moving on top to Jean-Baptiste. Banks passes out to the top of the key, Malachi Smith. Only 4 attempted shots for the top scorer in the conference. Pass gets bobbled, could not haul it in, was Banks, and Furman forces a turnover. Paladins' largest lead is right now by 10. Furman, pump fake, top of the key. They give it out to the outside. Bothwell floats it off to a cutter. Backdoor scores. Furman by 12. They're looking for their first NCAA tournament appearance since 1980. They've been in the hunt in the SoCon. They just haven't been able to go through. 5th season for their head coach, Bob Ritchie, and he's got 4 of those 5 seasons where they've had at least 20 victories. Here's a deep range 3. That is good, and that's who you got to get the ball to. That is the top scorer in the SoCon. Number 13, Malachi Smith, who fires it right there. Bombs away from the outside. Furman with the ball. Top of the key. 3. Off the rim. Short. Back to the rebound. It goes by Smith to Chattanooga. Smith takes it up the floor. Gives it out to the wing. Over to Smith once again towards his left. Smith receiving one-on-one attention. Smith passes towards his right. Jean-Baptiste lobs it inside. Hankton working one-on-one into the key. Hankton floats one up. He scores. And Chattanooga, we'll see if they have a comeback moment right in them. 7-point game with 18:10 left to go. Alex Hunter, free throw circle for Furman. Outside, gives it off to Garrison. Garrison back out to Hunter. Hunter moves it over to the wing. Slauson made a quick 3s early. Here's a 3 off the back rim, no good. Missed by Furman. Offensive rebound, they control it. Another chance, floater. Up over the top. Able to grab it. Blocked by De Souza into the corner. And Chattanooga comes up away with the basketball. That's a huge defensive play right there by the tallest player on the court for Silvio De Souza, the transfer from Kansas. Chattanooga has it on the outside. Malachi Smith. Over to Jean-Baptiste. Left wing now has it, Darius Banks. Lobs it to DeSouza. Left baseline, DeSouza. 8 on the shot clock. Double team passes. Oh, nice extra feed inside. Leads to a bucket. Banks. And the extra pass off to Hankton. 28-23. Chattanooga, number 1 seed in the conference. Can't count that out until this game's gone final, and it's been a long time remaining left to go. We still got a lot of time left to go. 17-20 left to play second half. A great start here for the Mocs in the second half. 7-2 advantage, Chattanooga. Yeah, Chattanooga had no energy whatsoever first half. Second half, this is a totally changed team. This team is just unselfish. Everybody using everyone around them to move the ball. 7-zip run, last minute 38 by Chattanooga. Much, much better looks by the Mocs here in the second half. Timeouts right now, 3 by Chattanooga, 2 by Furman. This game's moved by pretty fast. Not a whole lot of fouls so far. Just 4 fouls each by both of these teams. I like it when the early game is like not many fouls, because you know you'll be able to get to the late game in time, and unless it goes into overtime, don't have to like worry about like losing like the first part of the stream joining in progress, because yeah, sometimes, especially when I've covered SEC games in particular, like LSU and Auburn, those teams end up having like a lot of fouls on the board, and then those games go like way past the 2-hour time that they have for like the network that overlap into the next game. What's good, USC Gamecock fan? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, he's done a really good job at Furman. They should also take a look at Mac McMahon from Murray State. He definitely needs to be put up to a much higher coaching job. I'm from Massachusetts where I am, so I'm from the Northeast. But I think John Becker from Vermont, that's a name that somebody needs to give that man like a higher coaching job for him. Because he really deserves it. I think he could go to UMass, actually, for him. Because it's right down the I-91 corridor. Definitely well-deserving of a new job. Because Vermont's always, like, dominating their conference every single year. Casey Alexander, too. Him from Belmont. He's been putting together some really good seasons lately. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Thanks so much all for joining in. Feel free to be a part of the second stream later tonight. It's going to be Gonzaga versus San Francisco. That game will tip off around 9 o'clock Eastern time. After this one, we'll join that one in progress, or get to it when we can. Back to action, Furman with the ball, 17 minutes left to go in the second. They move it out on top to Slauson. Slauson passes, top of the key, 3 around the rim and out. Rebound goes to DeSouza for Chattanooga. Chattanooga's going to slow it down as Malachi Smith. 7-zip run by the Mocs. Pass it on top to Hankton. They've got DeSouza down inside the low post. He's got the size down there at 6'9". Out to the wing to Banks. Now they lob it over to Souza. Gets a touch. Floats it up. No good with the right hand. Second chance. Over one defender. Scores. And now it goes to a 3-point game with Silvio de Souza off the putback, working his way down low. 16-15 left to go. Furman with the ball. Out around the perimeter. Over to the top. Almost lost the handle. Smith coming in. Pestering it defensively, though Furman still has it. Back to the top of the key. Here's a 3 straight away. Slauson off the rim and out. And Chattanooga with another defensive rebound. They're going fast up the court, too. And the Mocs around the outside. Cross-court feed. Smith, open three, takes one. He made it, but before the shot went off, there's a foul. And it's going to be on Furman. Not a bad foul either by the Mocs. That was a wide-open three out on the 3-on-2 break. Furman's gone stone cold. He missed the last 5 shot attempts on the floor. 3.5-minute scoring drought. It's a 9-2 advantage for Chattanooga as we're going to head to another timeout. So the scores went from 26-16 at halftime to now 28-25. Alright, so right now on the timeout, if you guys are new on the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. I cover a mix both of college basketball and NBA games on the channel here. A little bit of different types of games because I've never covered these teams before. Early this week, it's going to be a lot of like different types of games since the mid-majors are getting crowned conference champions. I usually cover a lot of like ranked college basketball teams like Power 5 schools. Quick update here with other scores throughout college hoops tonight. One other conference tournament being crowned champions. That's in the Sun Belt. Georgia State leading Louisiana 43-35 in the Sun Belt Championship. Wright State up over Cleveland State 40-26. South Dakota State in the Summit semis, crushing South Dakota 61-40. And then Delaware leading Towson 69-56 in the Colonial semis. Towson came in as the 1 seed, and they're getting shredded right now. And then a couple of NBA scores going on tonight. The Pistons have been getting much better. Detroit leading Atlanta at halftime, 59-56 in NBA action. Sixers up over the Bulls at halftime, 59-53. And the Rockets up over the Heat, 36-30. Blazers lead early over the T-Wolves, 4-3. (28-25) to score. Silvio De Souza cleared to play back on January 13, 2018 for Kansas. Held out October 2018 due to an FBI trial. Ruled ineligible in February of 2019. Appealed it in April 2019. He won the appeal. Was in that Sunflower Showdown brawl against Kansas State from 2 years ago. And then he transferred to Chattanooga after not playing last season for Kansas. Bounce pass off to a cut. Chattanooga, another bucket coming back from the timeout with 15.5 left to go. 11-2 run by the Mocs and the number 1 seed from the Southern, crawling their way right back into this game. Furman has it top of the key. Looking for something. It's Garrett Hine, number 13. Moves it back out on top. Creating some space. 3-ball. Missed off the back rim. Offensive rebound. Pull down, though. Turn around. Around the rim. Missed. Battle for the rebound. Tipped out of bounds. And it's going to be Chattanooga basketball. Last touch by Furman. Jean-Baptiste showing the hustle right there for the Mocs. This looks like a whole different Chattanooga team here in the second half, bringing the energy. It was Furman who was moving the ball around all across the court in that first half, but here we are, second half. Chattanooga has completely flipped the switch. Current roster featuring 8 transfers for Chattanooga. 7 of those transfers are coming from Division I programs. Of course, that biggest name is Silvio De Souza from Kansas. At the wing, they move it over to Jean-Baptiste. Backs his way, mid-block, puts up the jump shot, fall away, hits it. David Jean-Baptiste puts up the Mocs by 1. Furman needs a response. 13-0 run by Chattanooga. Chattanooga's best win on the season over VCU in November. 56-54. VCU on the bubble, they also beat Middle Tennessee State, which MTSU didn't have that bad of a season either. 22-9, and CUSA beat them by 12, 77-65. Furman, best victory. They ripped 12 threes against Louisville to beat the Cards in overtime back in November, 80-72. They have close losses in overtime against Belmont. They lost close against Winthrop, lost by 13 at UNC, and lost at Mississippi State by 3. 14-19 left to go in the second. These fans are loving it here. See Moc City shirtless with a big C. Furman will get the inbound under their hoop. They move it out to the corner. Quick three, off the mark. Still in the cold second half by the Paladins. Furman shooting the ball 0 for 6 this half from 3. 1 for 9 total in the second half, as Chattanooga going to force a Furman foul. And once again, the clock will stop. 14:08 left to play. That's the first foul of the second half charged to Furman. Winner of this game goes to March Madness. 13-zip run. Mocs have the ball. 14 minutes left to go. Right baseline to Souza. Jab step. Or that's Josh Ayeni. Try to dump it off to a trail. Went off the foot of Banks out of bounds. Turnover by the Mocs. Furman's been taken out of their game. Their threes have gone cold from this side of the rim. There's a lid on that rim, it seems like, on that side. Furman driving and drawing the foul. So that's going to be on Ledford. Blocking foul by Chattanooga, number 35. It's going to send Mike Botwell to the free throw line to shoot 2 for the Paladins. Pretty good chat tonight here for these two teams. Wasn't sure how many people we were going to get in the chat, but thanks so much all for joining in. If you guys enjoy the content, if you're new as well, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe, and feel free to let me know who you got in this one tonight, Furman or Chattanooga. So the first shot goes down by Botwell for the Paladins to tie it up at 29. Second shot by Furman, that's good. They take the lead. 13:35 left to go in the second. Chattanooga with the ball. Up the court with Malachi Smith. Bounces out to the wing to Banks. Towards his left, moves it back over to Smith. Smith passing on top to Caldwell. Moves it outside. Banks fires away from 3. Missed off the rim. Defensive rebound pulled down by Hine of Furman. Furman with a possession once again. Left baseline dribble. Backing their way, low post, pump fake. Puts one up, altered the shot to Souza. Comes away with a strong rebound there. Passing it off. Smith attacking, straight to the rim. Puts one up and blocked from behind. So the clock will stop with 13 minutes left to go. Huge mustard on that block right from behind. I believe it's Jalen Swanson, number 20. Got the block. Is Chattanooga a tournament team if they lose tonight, or NIT? They beat NIT if they lose tonight. It's because, like, strength of schedule and stuff like that. Yeah, eight losses for a team from, like, this caliber of a conference. That would be, like, NIT. That's good. Up and in off the glass for Chattanooga. It's interesting for a team like North Texas, though, because North Texas got on to like a 14-game winning streak as Furman, quick responses, they dial up and knock down a 2 to go up by 1 once again. So, if North Texas loses in the Conference USA title game, things get really interesting for them because they have a pretty good record. Not sure if it's going to be enough because they did lose on Saturday straight to the cup. Silvio De Souza using some blow-by speed as he gets to the rim and scores up and in off the backboard, count it and 1. Winner of this game is going to go to March Madness. It's mid-major week at the start of this week, and these two teams get put on the map on national TV. And good to see. Good to see this young man's rejuvenated his career, as it wasn't really happening at the power conference level. Transfers over to Chattanooga. Has a lot of attention taken off of him playing for a conference that's under the radar, considering that he was playing at the Big 12 right before. D'Souza missed the free throw. Jalen Swanson had 2 quick threes in this game. He just picked up his 3rd personal foul. 12:05 left to go in the second. Furman down by 1 to get the ball. What's good? Jay Ramirez in the stream. Welcome in, man. Yeah, I understand, because a lot of schools, like, for me, since I'm, like, from the East Coast, some of the schools, because there's, like, new schools I know in the conferences, like, in the WAC in particular. That one's got some West Coast schools, and I'm like, who are these schools? So I can see that. So if you're from the West Coast, you probably were like, yeah, I haven't heard these schools before, because I'm the same way with that, especially with the West Coast schools. Tarleton, when Tarleton played against Gonzaga earlier this season, and Tarleton gave them a game. Tarleton's brand new to Division I, so that's why. So a lot of, like, new teams out there. St. Thomas from Minnesota, I think, is, like, the newest team for Division I. I can't show the actual game due to copyright. It's only play-by-play only. Alejandro, welcome in. Ethan, welcome in. Yeah, Silvio D'Souza, he beat a fan with a chair against Kansas State at the end of that game. The players got into a brawl, and they got into there was a couple of fans. It was in the wheelchair seating section of the court, and he lifted a stool above his head, and I think, like, one of the assistant coaches had to, like, restrain him. Yeah, somebody asked me a couple streams ago, I think it was last week, like, where in the world happened to this dude? And then I saw here that he's playing for Chattanooga. Feel free to join in later tonight. I'll be covering Gonzaga against San Francisco's second game later tonight after this one, so you guys are welcome in to join that one if you guys would like. Totally changed second half here for Chattanooga, outscoring Furman 17-6. Furman is shooting the ball at a low percentage here, second half of just 2 for 11. Yep, that one, and then Michigan against Wisconsin a couple weeks ago with Jawan Howard. So we get back from the timeout. 11:45 left to go in the second. Chattanooga with the ball, taking it past midcourt. Passing off to a cut, open, scoring. Up and in off the glass. Casey Hankton from the pass by A.J. Caldwell. It's now a 3-point lead for the number 1 seed in the SoCon. Furman's 3 is struggling to drop. Looking for something here for the Paladins. On the outside, they have the ball. Furman, second nationally, averaging 12 made threes per game. Off of a double team, they have to get it away. And Furman calls a timeout because they were trapped at the edge of their court in the corner. So it looks like we're going to go to a timeout as Furman takes one. And we have 11:08 left to play, second half. What's good, BKL? Welcome back to the stream, man. Yeah, this game's been really good tonight. Chattanooga only scored 16 points in the first half. It was 26-16 at halftime, and here comes Chattanooga in the second half, and now they lead by 3. So it's a 19-6 second half advantage in favor of the Mocs. Hey, there we go. Big East Women's Championship, Villanova and UConn going on. A lot of great games going on this week. Feel free to join in later tonight. I'll be covering the second game tonight. Gonzaga taking on San Francisco. San Francisco is right in the smack of the bubble, and their seeding is quite different. Joe Lunardi, I think he's got them as a 9 seed, where Jerry Palm's got San Francisco as an 11 seed. So that seeding is way off between the two bracketologists, but San Francisco, they're definitely a lock with a win tonight, and if they play close, they're probably a lock too, or close to it. But if they do get beat by a bunch against Gonzaga, which probably might happen as Chattanooga scores another bucket, they could be on the hot seat. Looking at March Madness Selection Sunday, could potentially be a play-in team if they do make it to the bracket, if it is enough. Because BYU probably going to be out of the bracket. Here's this ball gets stolen away by Chattanooga on the far side. The Mocs have it out in transition, jacking up a 3. Off the side of the rim, though, good. Tipped up, offensive rebound for a moment. And then reaching in was the Paladins defense. It's on number 22 of Furman, reaching in Joe Anderson. Furman's just got 1 timeout left. Chattanooga with 3. Best small conference team. Yeah, but before, like a couple of days ago, that would be Murray State. Since Murray State's already been a lock. This South Dakota State team's really good. They're 18-0 in the Summit. I don't want them to play Alabama. Again, that's the only thing. They lost against Alabama. It was in a shootout. South Dakota State, if they get a matchup that the team allows a bunch of threes, they're certainly going to win that game. South Dakota State makes a bunch of threes. They're a team to watch out for. I think North Texas too. North Texas got the top defense. They're a team to watch out for. That's one of the top mid-majors. Oh, St. Mary's. Yeah, St. Mary's is right behind Gonzaga. So St. Mary's will be the best one after Gonzaga. 3 out on the break. It is good by Chattanooga. Jean-Baptiste, it puts up the Mocs by their largest lead. 40-32. They've caught fire here in the second half. 24-6 second half run in favor of Chattanooga. 9:20 left to go in the second. Furman has gone cold from 3. Here's a 3. Missed off the mark. Seems like there's a lid on that iron every single time they shoot a 3 now. Unlike this side. Seems like Chattanooga's making everything. This side of the court is so friendly. The Mocs with the ball. Out to the wing, Malachi Smith, left baseline dribble, kick out, corner, open 3, catching fire, around the rim and out, missed by Jean-Baptiste. He just made one, battle for the loose ball, 3 defenders in, and Furman able to get it away. Shovel to the corner, pump fake, ooh, that should have been an up and down. No, they're going to say he continued his dribble and fired away from 3 and made it. Alex Hunter gets a lucky break, makes the 3 on the fast break for Furman. And they're going to give him it. 40-35 to score. 8:47 left to go as a timeout gets taken on the floor by Chattanooga. Really good game going on right now. If you like 3-point shots, both of these teams have finally started to find their way with 3s. Chattanooga's only made 3 3-point shots. I think because that 3 that they just made was so big, it seems like they made more 3s. But they're 2 for 6 in the second half making 3s. And only 3 for 18 in total in this game, yet they're winning. Furman 6 of 25 from 3-point range. They attempt a bunch of 3s. They're top 5 nationally in 3-point shots attempted. They've attempted 25 3s, and we still have 8:47 left to go. Yeah, Mountain West was tough back then. San Diego State, I remember early 2010s with Kawhi, that conference was stacked. New Mexico was good too. That team's just fallen off the cliff lately for that program. Wow, college baseball player by the name of Ben Joyce throws a 103-mile-per-hour fastball. That is indeed incredible. Yeah, the team that I announced in person for baseball, that's like their strong sport, and they got ranked in the preseason poll as number 16. So that's cool. They play like tons of games for college baseball. Like they cram in like 2 months of the season for college baseball. They play like around 45 games within a 2-month span. Like every single weekend they do doubleheaders constantly. Here's a 3 jacked up by Chattanooga, missing off the back rim, battle for the rebound as there's going to be a loose ball foul. It's picked up by the Mocs by Banks. .8:20 left to go in the second. Furman has possession. Top of the key, number 20, Jalen Slauson. Hands it off. Turning the corner. As a whistle blows and a reach-in committed by the Mocs. On Ledford. Yeah, this certainly isn't over. Still wide open at the corner. Furman gonna move it to the outside. Slauson takes it to the rim. He banked it. They're not gonna count the bucket though. The foul occurred before the shot. So Chattanooga picks up another foul. That's gonna be their 5th. Furman with 4 fouls in the second half. Furman gets the inbounds. Out to the top, Slauson. They move it over. Inside. Marcus Foster able to sneak around one defender. He scores, banks it up and in off the glass. So Furman able to get a bucket down inside right there. Nice move by Marcus Foster. Get to the rim. 7.5 left to go. Ayaney hands it off to Jean-Baptiste. Moves it across the court. Malachi Smith. Top of the key, Smith. 5 in the shot clock. Drives. Kicks. Corner. Jean-Baptiste. 2 in the shot clock. Falling away. Off the back rim miss. Furman with a defensive rebound. They can tie it up with a 3. Just northwards of 7 minutes left to go. Pass deflected. Far side picked up in the backcourt by Furman. 12 in the shot clock. Paladins driving. Right hand. Scoring right into the cameraman. He goes. That is Marcus Foster. Back-to-back buckets. 1-point game. 7-zip run by Furman in the last 3 minutes. Spin move. Open jumper. As there was a Furman player down in the key. Missed the shot. Gets it back by Smith. His own rebound. Floats it up second time. It's good. They're going to count the bucket. Mike Bodwell got clobbered down low as there was no foul call. No, they're not going to count the bucket right now. They got 40-39 still on the scoreboard, but Bodwell was just... He was the one who got... Yeah, so he was actually the one who got the layup. Number 3, Foster's 5. And then Bodwell was just down inside the key, out of the play defensively. We're gonna check that to see if they do roll the bucket when we do come back. Right now the scoreboard had 40-39. Looks like they're gonna go on a timeout, media timeout. And yeah, I just checked it on ESPN, so they put 42 on the board for Chattanooga. So right now they got 42 on the board. So it looks like they counted it. Let's see. Foul trouble right now. Nobody for Chattanooga. Everybody with either 2-1 or 0 for fouls. For Furman, there's one player with 3. And that's number 20 for Furman. It's got 3 fouls with Jalen Slauson. And he had 2 quick threes early in the game. Hasn't done much here in the second half. There's only one player in double figures scoring. That's Mike Bothwell with 11 points. So he's the only one double digits scoring. Silvio D'Souza's got 12 rebounds and 9 points. So this will be the 4th bid to March Madness tonight. There's also another game going on that they're going to be crowning an automatic bid to the tournament. Sun Belt Championship, another close game, 55-50. Georgia State leading Louisiana with under 8 minutes left to go. In this game, we have 6:36 left to go. Much, much lower scoring game. A couple semifinals games going on right now. Horizon League. Wright State leading Cleveland State 51-42. And then in the Colonial, Delaware pulling off the victory over Towson 69-56, as Towson was the number 1 seed in the bracket and they lost. And South Dakota State, they are owning South Dakota 83-56. South Dakota's dangerous, or South Dakota State's dangerous. Coming up next, I'll be covering Gonzaga against San Francisco. Gonzaga, top team in the WCC, the 1 seed. San Francisco, the 4 seed. San Francisco is on the bubble. And they got a little bit of a difference between seeding numbers. Joe Lunardi's got them seeded as a 9. Jerry Palma, CBS, has got San Francisco seeded as an 11 seed around the play-in game. So both of those teams in different perspectives as far as seeding. So they can do themselves some good tonight if they keep it close against the number 1 team in the nation, which San Francisco has lost both of their games by double digits. If they keep it close, it should be enough to get them in, despite the loss. If they win, they're automatically in. It's good enough to put them in. We get back into the game. 3-point game. Furman with the ball, bobbled at the baseline. Able to save it, though. Bounce pass. Now they swing it out to the wing. Slauson shovels it outside to Bothwell, leading the way with 11 points. Bothwell jacks up a 3, but he had his back heel at the baseline out of bounds at the corner. Yeah, Oral Roberts playing tonight. So Oral Roberts, if they win, they take on South Dakota State. I heard that they played a few weeks ago, and it was like a shootout. Both of those teams just put up a bunch of points. There's no defense. Under 6 minutes left to play, Chattanooga with the ball up by 3. Malachi Smith at the baseline, rises for the jumper. Off the mark, tipped up Furman with a defensive board. Furman starting to get themselves on a run. Jalen Slauson hands it off on the outside. 12 on the shot clock. Under 5:30 left to play. Hunter passes off to Slauson. Deep range 3. That's a tough look off the front rim. So he was going for a 30-footer step back. Chattanooga comes up with the ball. Lob inside to Souza, wide open, and he throws it down with a 2-handed dunk. Double-double game by Silvio D'Souza. 11 points, 12 rebounds as Chattanooga goes up by 5 with a timeout taken on the floor. 5:04 left to go. Making his mark today, Chattanooga burns a timeout as they got 2 timeouts remaining. Furman had taken the last timeout. Furman's out of timeouts. That man's been able to start something here. Transferring from the blue blood to a conference that can help him be able to develop and be able to suit his game more, where he was struggling at the Power 5 level to be able to fit his game. And Silvio D'Souza has put a stamp on this one tonight. has made a big mark. 11 points, 12 rebounds by DeSouza. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Appreciate all for joining in. Winner of this game will play in the March Madness tournament, as this is the SoCon tournament, our championship. 5 minutes left to go. Hit me up in the chat as well. Who you got in this one, Furman or Chattanooga? And if anybody's interested, feel free to join the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group. That is available and out there for anybody to do so. All is welcome. And that link is pinned in the chat. After this one, I'll be covering Gonzaga against San Francisco. You guys are welcome to join on that stream as well. Big difference in the second half here has been through the defense of Chattanooga, forcing Furman to shoot the ball just 26% from the floor. Furman stone cold from 3 in the second half, just 1 for 13. As a team, they're 6 for 28 tonight from the perimeter. Furman with the ball. And this is a team that relies on a bunch of threes to win them games. On the outside, Alex Hunter. Hunter launches a 3. Missed off the back rim, no good. Offensive rebounds. Sneaked down by Furman with another chance. Hunter, extra pass, corner 3. Off the rim again. Rebound. Pulled down by Chattanooga. It's number 1. Casey Hankton. The Mocs with the ball. Pass deflected. Back it goes to Banks. Moves it on top to Smith. Smith gives it out to the wing to Banks. Under 4.5 left to play. Just slowing down the ball on the outside from the Mocs. DeSouza looking for a touchdown low. Top of the key, Smith. 5 in the shot clock. Smith dribbles up. Floats one up off the rim, no good. Tipped up DeSouza. Offensive rebound. And he draws the foul. Silvio DeSouza, 12 and 12 tonight. 11 points and 13 rebounds now, and he's going to shoot 2 at the line to see if he can get 13 and 13. It's just the size. That's been the problem for Furman here, is when Furman's team's more backcourt oriented, and they don't really have the size down low to step up and defend on the glass, going up against a former Power 5 player with Silvio DeSouza. 6 double-double this season by DeSouza. First one is good at the free throw line. Second shot's good. He's got 13 and 13. It's just one of those games that size plays a big difference, and DeSouza's proved it wide today. The only player with double-digit points and rebounds right now is Silvio DeSouza for Chattanooga. 4 minutes left to go. Furman, average height of the roster only listed at 6'3". As we have a fall away from the ball, it's going to be picked up by Chattanooga on Caldwell. Wow, UConn up 29-12 there. Thanks so much for the update, BKL. All right, we're going to take a timeout on the floor. 46-39, Chattanooga by 7 in this one, as they're on a 2.5-minute scoring run of 6-zip on that scoring run. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Thanks so much all for joining in. Feel free to be a part of next stream as well between Gonzaga and San Francisco, as that one will tip off around 15 minutes from now. Gonzaga's coming in as 14.5-point favorites. Quick update, a couple other scores going on throughout college basketball tonight. Sun Belt Championship game. Georgia State leading Louisiana 60-52. Wright State trying to pull off the shocker over Cleveland State in the Horizon. It is Wright State who leads 60-46. Delaware, big win over the 1 seed in the Colonial. Delaware beating Towson tonight, 69-56 in the Colonial semis. South Dakota State with a huge victory, winning over South Dakota 83-60. What's good, NBA Ferran in the stream? Oh, wow, Tyler Hero going off second quarter. Thanks so much for the update there, man. He up over the Rockets at halftime, 62-58 as Heroes up to 21 points. T-Wolves crushing the Blazers tonight, 36-19 Minnesota. Sixers up over the Bulls, 78-64. Joel Embiid has 30 points, 10 rebounds for Philadelphia. And then the Hawks up by 3 over the Pistons, 76-73. And then early in the first, Mavs leading the Jazz 10-9, Spurs leading the Lakers 12-9. Four minutes left to go. Furman will head to the free throw line coming up. First one is good. So they are in the bonus when number 5, Marcus Foster, second free throw, he hits. 5-point game under 4 minutes left to play. Chattanooga able to break the full court press. They'll slow it down on the outside. Ball into the hands to David Jean-Baptiste. He's got 7 points tonight in the big three earlier in the second half. Now to the wing. Jean-Baptiste, left baseline dribble. Kicks it out to the corner. Open three. Launched by Smith off the side of the rim. Missed. And Furman comes out with a defensive rebound. 3.5 left to go. Actually, it's the top here that's in the bonus. Furman's in the bonus. Furman's committed 5 fouls. Chattanooga with 7. Low post scoring up and in. It's Garrett High for 2 for the Paladins. Making this one a run right now for Furman. It's a 3-point lead by Chattanooga. If you guys are just joining us, Chattanooga only had 16 points in the scoreboard in the first half. It was 26-16 Furman at the end of the first. It's a 30-17 advantage in favor of the Mocs here in the second half. Chattanooga at the wing. 3 minutes left to go. Jean-Baptiste 10 on the shot clock. Moves it out to Caldwell. Hands it off to Jean-Baptiste. Jean-Baptiste has taken a lot of shots. Here's a 3 straight away. Hankton off the back rim, and Chattanooga going back to their old self right now. Missing a bunch of low percentage shots here in the late stage of the second half like they took in the whole first half. Furman, chance to tie up the game with a 3. They are second nationally with 12 made threes per game. Out to the top. Number 20, Jalen Slauson. Moves it out top of the key. Jab step. Takes the 3. Straight away for the tie. It's good. Raining down. Furman tying it up there. That is Mike Bothwell, the top scorer, up to 14. 2 minutes left to go. Chattanooga crushing themselves right now with poor shot selection. Last 3 possessions. Top of the key, Darius Banks. Bounce pass off to the cut. Floating one up. Count it. Banks it home and 1. Malachi Smith able to score. They drop the play for the best player on the floor for the Mocs. And Malachi Smith's going to head to the free throw line to shoot the and 1. Great feed off of the cut to the hoop right there to Smith. Smith up to double digits now with 12. He's the top scorer in the SoCon, averaging 20.4 points per game this season. Malachi Smith right behind Silvio De Souza in the scoring column. De Souza tonight, 13 points, 13 rebounds. One shot coming up here at the line for Smith of Chattanooga. Minute 52 left to go. He drills it. Furman, what they do best, make threes. They're going to have a chance right here to see if they can tie it up with one. We'll see if they do go that way or do go for a 2 instead. Minute 40 left to go. Bounce pass to the top off to High and moves it out to the baseline. Spin move. Dump off. Underneath High and able to score off the trail with a right hand. They go for a 2. They make it. 49-48, minute and a half left to go. Chattanooga has it on the outside. They move it across the court. Banks out to the wing. Caldwell. Caldwell passes on top off to Banks. Banks gives it over the left baseline into the hands to Smith. Smith, low post, puts one up. He gets blocked, and it gets picked up in the corner by Furman. Huge block right there. It's by Bothwell. Furman has a chance to take the lead. 55 seconds left to go. Furman out of timeouts. Chattanooga still with 2 timeouts left to go. Out to the wing. Here's a 3 on its way. Missed off the mark. No good by Slauson. Had a great look at it at the right wing. And Chattanooga picks up the defensive rebound as we have 40 seconds remaining. And the Mocs will burn a timeout. 39.5 seconds left to go. Chattanooga will get the inbound coming up. 7 falls by the Mocs. 6 by Furman. What a game. Absolute slugfest this time around in the SoCon Championship for 2022 as Chattanooga will get the basketball coming up out of the timeout with 39.5 seconds left to go. Both of these teams just grinding it out tonight, giving it their all on the court. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Thanks so much all for joining in, being a part here on the channel. After this one's going to be Gonzaga against San Francisco. Feel free to stop them by for that stream if you guys would like to part of the Behind the Arc basketball doubleheader tonight. Hit me up in the chat. Who do you got in this one? Let me know. Chattanooga or Furman? Winner of this game will play in the March Madness tournament. Chattanooga, last NCAA tournament appearance was back in 2016. It's been quite a while since Furman last went there in 1980. Inbound for Chattanooga. 35 seconds left to play. Bounce pass off to Banks. Banks, kick out to the wing. Pump fake off to Malachi Smith. Moves it on top. Floats at the runner. It's up off the rim. No good. But DeSouza right there for the tip in. Furman thought that it was over the rim. But DeSouza gets credit for the bucket, and that's a huge tip in. Sylvia DeSouza with 15 points and 14 rebounds. 15 seconds left to go. Furman, what they do best, make threes. Second nationally, 10 seconds left to play. Left baseline, they need a 3. Stepping back outside, jacking up one for the tie. They drill it. 51 even, 4 seconds left to go. Chattanooga, past midcourt, floating one up, blocked at the horn, and we're going into overtime. Incredible game. Winner goes to the tournament, and they need extra time to do so. Jalen Slauson with a big block. It was Mike Bothwell who had a huge 3-point shot to tie it up at 51. And this game's going into OT. Bothwell stepped back outside. It looked like he was going to attempt it 2 at first and then realized that he needed to step back and drill a 3. Looking up at the scoreboard, yeah, it's not 51-49, it's 51-48. So he takes 2 steps back outside. Bothwell creates some space, jacks up a 3. He makes it, ties the game up at 51. And then the block on the other end of the court, right around the free throw circle, as Chattanooga tried to force one up, and it was blocked from the side by Slauson at the buzzer. So we go 5 minutes into overtime here. If you guys are new on the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe, and feel free, join the Behind Our Basketball Bracket Challenge group if any of you guys are interested in doing so. All are welcome. That link is pinned to the chat. As last year, we had over 100 people join the Bracket Challenge group. I cover basketball games, play-by-play of college basketball, also NBA games. After this tonight, I'll be covering Gonzaga against San Francisco tonight. So it was a 26-16 score at the end of the first half. Chattanooga went on to a massive run. At one point, they were on a 12-2 run to start off the second half. Furman able to crawl their way right back in and force overtime. Senchi, welcome to the stream. Thanks so much all for joining in. Video games are lit. Welcome in. Dapper Dan, welcome in. Best of luck there. Taking the Mocs by 2.5. So we get into overtime. Both of these teams able to win games this year in overtime. Trying to see what the numbers are for these two teams this season when it comes to overtime victories. Chattanooga right to left in the floor. Furman left to right as we start off the overtime session. It's Chattanooga who controls the tip. The Mocs have it first. DeSouza. 15 points, 14 rebounds for the transfer from Kansas. Backs his way, low post. Sylvia DeSouza puts one up and he banks it. DeSouza for 2 more. And the Mocs go up on top to start things off in overtime. This will be the 5th game this season that Furman has played in overtimes. They are 3-1 this year in overtime, and that included an 80-72 victory over Louisville. Their only loss against Belmont, they also beat an OT Charleston and High Point. It's Furman's first time driving right to the cup and scoring up and in off the glass and the bucket as the foul was called as well, and Furman will shoot one coming up at the free throw line with 4:11 left to go. Nice move to the hoop right there. Strong take. It is Mike Bothwell, number 3. Having a huge game tonight. Overtime games played by Chattanooga this season. They've only played 1. They beat Mercer in OT by 2. 74-72. Free throw. That is good. Furman goes up by 1. Mike Bothwell, 20 points. He is the game leader. DeSouza for Chattanooga, 17 points, 14 rebounds. Winner of this game goes to the March Madness tournament. I predicted Chattanooga in this one. Chattanooga, I think, is currently projected as a 13 seed in the bracket. If they do win this one. At the wing, Chattanooga with the ball. Stepping back outside, Jean-Baptiste with space. Takes the 3, missed. And ripped away off the glass. Big, strong rebound. Goes to Slauson for the Paladins here. Furman has it right back. 3.5 left to go in OT. Furman by 1. They can start to pull away if they start to make their threes. They step back outside. At the corner, crossover. And stepping out of bounds. Back heel was out of bounds by Bothwell. Yeah, he just clearly stepped out of bounds right there. Chattanooga's going to have it back. 3:23 left to go. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. We got over 50 people in the chat. Feel free to join me next for Gonzaga versus San Francisco. We'll join in progress there after this one concludes. I cover basketball games, play-by-play of college hoops, also NBA on the channel. So feel free to be a part and support and subscribe to these streams and smash that thumbs up. Top of the key, dribbles up, free throw circle, Smith, dump off, pass deflected, Furman coming up with a steal with under 3 left to play. The Paladins going to slow it down as they dribble up the court with Alex Hunter. 2:45 left remaining. Top of the key with Hunter, crossover. Now has it at the elbow. Dribbles back outside, puts the ball into the hands of Slauson. Slauson looks to pass it out, he does. Gives it over to Bothwell. Bothwell with 20, looking for more. Backs his way, low post, floats one up and drops it through. He's up to 22. Big game for the top scorer tonight in this one. Mike Bothwell of Furman. 2:20 left to play in the clock in overtime. Chattanooga with the ball. At the edge of that Harris Cherokee Center Asheville logo, Mocs will move it over. Top of the key to Souza. Looking to see if he can get a teammate open. Pass it off to Caldwell. Moves on top to Jean-Baptiste. Caldwell gets a touch. Outside of Jean-Baptiste. Launches a 3. Right down the pipe, he drills it. That goes down for a tie game at 56. And a huge bucket by number 3 of Chattanooga. It is David Jean-Baptiste with 1:58 left to go. What a game. We have a timeout here taken on the floor by Chattanooga. One timeout by both of these teams remaining. So yeah, I covered a mid-major game today. Didn't expect to have this many people on the channel, but this is awesome, guys. Thanks so much for the support, being a part of these streams tonight. And you guys are awesome here. If anybody's interested in joining the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group, feel free to do so. We're going to do the Tournament Challenge group once again on ESPN. That link is pinned to the chat there. All is welcome to join it. Just when you sign up, make sure to sign up by your channel name if possible. Unless you have like an ESPN account that you already have like a certain name that goes by or so. Yeah, this game's on ESPN. Payne, welcome to the stream. So this game is overlapping Gonzaga against San Francisco. I'll be covering that one later. I'm going to take probably like a 5 to 10 minute break because I have to change over to text and stuff. So the winner of this game goes to the March Madness tournament. SoCon championship on the line. Here we are back from the timeout. 56 all, minute 50 left to go. Furman with the ball. Mike Bothwell, 22 points. He's the top scorer. Dribbles up inside the key. Bothwell passes on top. Step back three in the air. Alex Hunter zips it through. That is good for the three-point shot. And Furman has now made a barrage of threes. Gets themselves up by 3 with a minute and a half left to play. Came into this game making around 12 threes per game. They made 9 tonight. Just a tad under that season average. It seems like they made a lot more, though, because of all these threes they made late. Minute 15 left to go. Chattanooga, not a strong three-point shooting team, will look to go inside for a 2. Driving to the bucket. Contacted down. And Slauson goes down hard as the clock will stop. And now will be a blocking foul charged to Furman by number 20, Jalen Slauson. So this will be free throws coming up, 2 of them by Chattanooga. Oh yeah, and these reset, so both teams in the bonus as well. Let's see what we got. Georgia State, final minute against Louisiana. Great run for Louisiana from the Sun Belt. They were the 8th seed, but Georgia State got to get back into the NCAA tournament, it looks like, as they hold on to a 74-67 lead with 41 seconds left to go. Wright State going to pull off a big upset over Cleveland State, 71-52, final 3 minutes. South Dakota State moving on to the Summit League Championships tomorrow as they pulled off a big win today over South Dakota. $19.80 the last time for Furman to make the tournament. Multiple 20-plus win seasons for Bob Ritchie at Furman, trying to get over the hump. And this might be one of them if they're able to pull it away this time around. Fahad, welcome back in. Do I think Baylor can take on Gonzaga again? I think that's going to be a little bit more tougher this year because it seems like it's much more wide open than last year with those two. It is possible, though. But I think it's going to be much tougher this year. Yes, UCLA should be a lock to make the tournament. They should be good. I think they're around like a 4 or 5 seed for UCLA. So they're good. We have a minute 10 left to go. Chattanooga's going to head to the free throw line coming up. 8 fouls picked up by Chattanooga, 7 by Furman. And both of these teams with 1 timeout each. So this will be Darius Banks. 1-1 bonus. First one is good for Chattanooga. Second shot. And that's good. So both are good. 1-point game, and Furman will have the ball with a minute 10 left to play. Yes, I think that Rutgers is probably going to be like the last team in the bracket. I think they're going to be in the playing game. Jose, welcome in, taking Furman. Hit me up in the chat. Who do you got in this one, Furman or Chattanooga? Final minute left to play. Furman up by 1. They have the basketball. Mike Bothwell. He has been a go-to bucket getter today. Number 3 for the Paladins inside. Dump off to his teammate who scores. Garrett high and gets the bucket. 61-58 Furman, 40 seconds remaining, and Chattanooga throughout the entire course of this game has only made 4 threes. Can they make their 5th? At the right corner, David Jean-Baptiste, they move it on top. Caldwell passes out to the wing. SoCon Player of the Year moves it out to the outside. Caldwell open look, takes the 3, he makes it. 61 all. The assist made by Malachi Smith, who's the top scorer in the SoCon, who passed it off to his teammates. That was able to drill down the triple with number 0, A.J. Caldwell. 12 seconds left to go. Furman's going to have the final possession. Here they are. Edge of the SoCon logo. Might have another double overtime coming. Driving. Left hand. Scoring. Oh, man. Mike Botwell. Have yourself a game. 4.3 seconds left to play as he takes it right to the rim. 2 seconds. Chattanooga. They're going to jack up a prayer. And he makes it. Chattanooga walks it off. Holy smokes. Forcing up a prayer. Right past midcourt at the left wing perimeter. Oh my goodness, can you believe it? The Chattanooga Mocs to the NCAA tournament. It is Jean-Baptiste who walks it off. Calls game for the Mocs. Unbelievable finish in the SoCon tournament finals. Holy smokes. How did they do it under 4 seconds remaining? Got to see a replay of that one. David Jean-Baptiste takes it up the court contested. I think there was 2 players contesting it with hands in the face. And just forces up a prayer and swooshes it home. Unbelievable finish here to the SoCon Conference Tournament Championship. Botwell driving to the bucket, laid it up and then left hand 4.3. Furman's going to get back defensively. Jean-Baptiste towards his right, goes towards his left, forces one up at that Ingles logo. And he drills it at the Ingles Low Prices logo. That is unbelievable. Chattanooga wins 64-63, going to March Madness with a historical moment right in them. That's a crusher for Furman because they hadn't been to the tournament since 1980, and they almost got it right there. But Chattanooga, first time since 2016, back to the bracket as they are the Southern Conference Tournament champions. Wow. They hit 2 threes in the final 20 seconds. They only had 6 threes made in the game. They shot the ball 24% from 3, and they made 2 of those threes in the final 20 seconds of this game. That is unbelievable. He received the pass on the far side, dribbled towards his left pass midcourt, and it was at the Ingles Low Prices, Low Savings logo that they have. That is unbelievable. Alejandro, thanks so much for the dono, man. Really appreciate you guys, the legends on the stream. Feel free to join in a little bit. I'll be covering Gonzaga against San Francisco. We're going to join in progress for that one. I have to change the text for that, and then I'll be back for that one. But if you guys enjoy college basketball, NBA, I cover both college hoops and NBA. It's different types of streams this week with the mid-majors that I'm covering since they're in the conference tournaments before the power conference teams start their tournaments. So I'll be back in a little bit between Gonzaga and San Francisco. We're going to close out to the channel members before I do wrap up tonight. And if anybody's interested, feel free to join the Behind Your Basketball Bracket Challenge group. That link is pinned to the chat. All is welcome to join the group. Just click the link, create an ESPN account if you don't have so, and feel free to join the group if you guys would like, as we had about around 100 people join in last year. We're going to close out to the channel members. All channel members get a shout out as we have Jason, Cindy, Rajeep, Old Ed Deuce, Brian, SG Sports Talk, Russell, D-Block, BP Greg, Oreo Pudding, Bino, Arohan, Mike, Mark, John, Jessica, Stephanie, Ahino Joseph, Elkian GFR90, Woody Warren, I Am Ghost, Pamela, Keith, Isaiah, Manon Hayes, Barco, Dave, Rise of Steel, and Kelly. Southern Conference Tournament champions, Chattanooga Mocs, walk it off with a 3 made by David Jean-Baptiste in the crazy finish, 64-63. The final score in this one. Thanks so much all for joining in, and enjoy the rest of your Monday night.